Ho, 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 gather around, little ones, for I have a marvelous tale to share with you today. Gather around and make yourself comfortable, for this is a story of how the first jingle bell came to be, and it all started with a curious little mouse named Monty. In a lush forest not far from the North Pole, there lived a young moose calf named Monty. Now, Monty was no ordinary moose calf. He had a unique gift. You see, while all the others baby animals were content to play and frolic, little Monty had an insatiable curiosity about how things worked. He would spend hours watching the birds as they built their nest, marveling at the intricate twigs and feathers. He observed the busy beavers damming up the streams with their cleverly woven branches and logs. And he absolutely loved helping Mrs. Rabbit in her vegetable garden. Always eager to learn about the magic of growing things. But Monty's favorite place to visit was the workshop of old Gus, the wise and witty woodcarver. Gus was known far and wide for his magnificent creations, from delicate music boxes to grandfather clocks. The moment Monty could toddle on his own four legs, he'd make his way to Gus's workshop, eager to watch the master craftsman at work. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves danced in the shades of red and gold, young Monty had a brilliant idea. "Gus," he asked, his eyes sparkling with excitement, "why don't you carve something that makes noise? Something jiggly and fun." Gus just chuckled, stroking his long white beard. "A fun idea, little moose. But I'm afraid making musical instruments is not my specialty." Monty was determined, though. He had spent the next few days gathering materials: shiny acorn caps, tiny bells from Gus's scrap pile, and even some shimmering icicles he found by the frozen stream. He strung them all together with bits of vine and moss, his little hooves working diligently to create just the right combination. Finally, Monty proudly presented his creation to Gus, a string of glistening, jingly objects that tinkled and sang with every movement. "Behold," proclaimed the young inventor, "the first jingle bell bracelet in all of the land." Gus was amazed at Monty's creativity and ingenuity. He admired the little moose's handiwork, then had an idea. "Monty," he said, with a twinkle in his eye, "I have a challenge for you. If you can make a noise maker that will announce my arrival each time I enter my workshop, I'll craft you a very special gift in return." And so Monty sat to work, determined to create the purple jingly bell to hang on Gus's workshop door. He tried everything, tying bells to sticks, filling tin cans with pebbles, even experimenting with hollow logs created with seeds and nuts. Days turned into weeks as Monty tinkered and tweaked his noise-making designs. The whole forest would hear him testing each new creation, his cheerful jingling echoing through the trees. The animals began to look forward to their daily dose of Monty's musical merriment. Finally, after many attempts and a few frustrated snorts, Monty created something truly spectacular: a large, shimmering bell crafted from polished brass and adorned with intricate engravings. He hung it on the sturdy branch near the workshop door, just waiting for Gus to test its worthiness. When Gus arrived at his workshop one chilly morning, he was greeted by the most delightful surprise. As he approached, Monty's magnificent bell began to jingle and sing. Its melodious tones announced his arrival like a symphony of holiday cheer. The other animals cheered for little Monty, thrilled that their forest had gained such a joyful new tradition. Gus was impressed by the young moose's creation, and he kept his promise. He crafted Monty a truly special gift in return. It was an exquisite miniature version of one of Gus's most prized creations, a tiny wooden music box filled with dancing figurines and a delicate melody that played when opened. From that day forward, however, anyone entering the workshop, they were greeted by a cheerful jingle of Monty's bell, a sound that brought joy and warmth to all who heard it. The young Monty, well, he grew up becoming the official jingle bell maker of the North Pole, spreading his unique brand of holiday cheer far and wide. So whenever you hear those delightful jingles on Santa's sleigh or see them adorning the Christmas tree, remember that it all started with a curious little moose who had a dream and the courage to make it come true. And now, my little friends, as I look out at your smiling faces, I can't help but wonder what wonderful ideas might be brewing in your own imaginative minds. Well, like young Monty, you too have the power to create something truly special, to bring joy and laughter to those around you. So go ahead, let your ideas shine. As Monty's reputation for ingenuity grew through the forest, so did his circle of friends who admired his creativity and kind heart. There was Olivia Opossum, whose deft fingers were perfect for weaving the finest vine and moss. Benny Blue Jay, with his keen eye for finding the shiniest materials to adorn Monty's creations, and even gruff old Gus grew fond of the young inventor, often sharing stories and secrets of woodworking craftsmanship. One winter, as the snow blanketed the forest floor and the chill wind blew through the bare branches, Monty noticed that his animal friends seemed more subdued than usual. Their playful antics had slowed, and their cheerful chatter was replaced by quiet, wistful conversations about the approaching holiday season. It seemed that Monty, without their colorful feathers, soft fur, or vibrant flowers to brighten the landscape, the joy of winter felt harder to come by. Monty pondered his new challenge deeply as he worked on his noise makers each day. He wondered, how can I bring more cheer and warmth to my friends during this magical but melancholy time? And so an idea began to take shape in his bright little mind. An idea that would change the way his woodland neighbors experienced the winter holiday forever. Monty decided to create a grand spectacular of light, color, and merriment to celebrate the season and gift and lift everyone's spirits. He envisioned a dazzling parade led by a magnificent float adorned with all manner of shining baubles, blinking lights, and festive figures crafted from wood, tin, and even bits of discarded holiday decorations he had collected over the years. He gathered his friends and shared his vision. His eyes sparkled with excitement as he spoke. We'll have music and dancing and games and treats. We'll make this the most spectacular winter festival the forest has ever seen. His companions were thrilled by Monty's idea and eagerly offered to help bring it to life. Olivia once used her weaving skills to create a stunning array of garlands. I know where that is, she said. Wreaths and banners in every color imaginable. Benny scoured the forest for the shiniest materials to adorn the float and make it sparkle under the moonlight. Even Grumpy Gus was moved by Monty's enthusiasm. He crafted a magnificent wooden sleigh for the float and shared stories of his own holiday celebration from years gone by. As the day of the festival approached, Monty worked tirelessly on his most ambitious creation yet, a colossal illuminated tree to serve as the centerpiece of the celebration. He had Olivia help him weave an enormous net of pine branches, and Benny assisted. and gathering the shiniest ornaments to adorn it. Gus even carved a magnificent wooden star for the very top. Finally, the day arrived as the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold. The animals gathered, dressed in their finest winter attire. Monty led the parade atop his magnificent float, ringing a special bell he had crafted just for the occasion, the first official Jingle Bell. Imagine that, kids! The festival was an incredible sight. The forest had never seen such a dazzling display of holiday spirit. Fireflies twinkled little fairy lights as they flitted around the branches, and the animal voices rose in joyous carols and laughter. Children's eyes widened with wonder at the magnificent scene before them. As Monty stood proudly before the towering tree, he felt the warmth inside him that he had nothing but the crackling bonfire nearby. He realized that his feeling of happiness and fulfillment came from bringing his friends together in celebration and spreading joy throughout the forest. From that day forward, Monty's Winter Festival became an annual tradition eagerly anticipated by all. And each year, Monty would add new creations to the festival. Elaborate floats, twinkling lights, and of course, more jingle bells. And the once melancholy winter season was now a time of unbridled joy and togetherness for even creatures in the woods. As Monty grew older, his fame as the Jingle Bell Maker spread far beyond the forest. News of the magical celebration he hosted reached the North Pole itself, catching the attention of none other than Santa Claus. Intrigued by tales of the moose who brought so many holiday cheer to his fellow creatures, Santa Papa John decided to pay Monty a visit. When the jolly old elf, that would be me, arrived at the edge of the forest, he was greeted by an astonishing sight. Thousands and thousands upon thousands of jingle bells strung up in the trees, adorning every surface for miles around. The sound was deafening but joyful, like the very essence of a holiday spirit made manifest. Ho, ho, ho! I exclaimed, his eyes twinkling with delight. I've never seen anything quite like this before. It is as if Christmas itself had come to life in your forest. He turned to Monty, who stood proudly before him, and shook a paw in greeting. You must be the famous Jingle Bell Maker I've heard so much about. I am impressed. Monty, starstruck but humble, thanked Santa for his kind words, and as the two talked, an idea began to form in their heads. What if Monty's incredible creations could bring joy and wonder to children around the world? With Santa's help, perhaps every boy and girl could experience a touch of magic for a spirit on Christmas Eve. And so, a partnership was born. Each year, as Santa prepared his sleigh for its long journey, he would be joined by Monty and a team of dedicated elves, determined to spread the jingle bell far and wide. Together, they crafted an endless array of bells, from tiny ones that would fit on children's fingers to enormous, shimmering giants that adorned the very top of the sleigh. And as Santa flew through the night sky, the jingle bells sang their melodious song, announcing his arrival and filling the air with the spirit of Christmas. In time, Monty became an honorary member of Santa's workshop. His unique skills and boundless creativity invaluable at crafting the perfect holiday experience for children everywhere. And though he may have started as a humble moose from a simple forest, Monty never forgot where he came from, or the importance of using one's gifts to bring joy and happiness to others. For you see, my young friends, This is the true magic of the Christmas. Not the presents under the tree or the lights in the branches that are on the branches, but the love and laughter we share for those around us. And in this way, each of us can bring a little bit like Monty, spreading his own special kind of holiday cheer to all we meet. And so as we go forth from here, remember the tale of the curious little moose who dreamed big and touched the world with his creations. Let his story inspire you to nurture your unique talents and use them to make the lives of others a little bit brighter, cheerful, and a little more wonderful. Just like the shimmering jingle bells that announced the arrival of Santa Claus himself. As the years passed and Monty's fame grew, so did the scourge of his winter festivals. The once humble forest gatherings evolved into a grand week-long celebrations that drew creatures from far and wide, all eager to experience the unparalleled joy and camaraderie that Monty and his friends had cultivated. New traditions were established each year. Elaborate ice sculptures carved by Benny's artistic cousins, mesmerized lantern processions led by Oliver's nimble family, and of course a new batch of intricately designed jingle bells crafted by Monty himself. The moose took great pride in ensuring that every bell was unique, its sound was different from the other ones, much like each individual who rang it. As the festival grew, so did the opportunities for Monty to learn and grow. He discovered that by combining different metals and materials, he could create bells with a vast array of tones and resonances. Copper sang out slightly, while tin offered a deepened, more somber note. When he experienced with adding tiny pebbles or drops of water inside the bells before sealing them, he found he could reproduce an astonishing array of textures and rhythms. Monty became obsessed with the science behind his art, spending countless hours in his workshop, tinkering and testing new designs as filled book notes with sketches and designs. His friends marveled at his dedication and passion, knowing that each new bell he created was a testament to his unwavering commitment to perfection. But Monty's growth wasn't limited in just his craftsmanship. As a festival expanded, so did his role as a leader and unifier among the forest creatures. He organized committees to plan different aspects of the celebration, from decorations and music to food and games. He meditated despite disputes fairly and compassionately, always striving to ensure that everyone felt valued and included. Monty even took on the responsibility of overseeing the distribution of gifts for the less fortunate members of the animal community. With the help of a group of dedicated volunteers, he would spend weeks gathering and crafting presents, warm blankets woven from the heart, mosses, and fillers. He would spend weeks gathering and crafting presents, warm blankets woven from soft mosses and fibers, hearty treats preserved in honey and jam, and of course, special jingle bells designed to bring comfort and joy. One particular cold and snowy winter, Monty noticed that the older members of the forest community were struggling more than usual. Their fur had grown thicker with age, but their bodies moved slower, and their spirits seemed dampened by the relentless chill. Determined to find a way to help them, Monty threw himself into a research and experimentation. He spent long hours in the workshop, surrounded by piles of books and scrolls he had created from travelers passing through the forest. Everything from ancient animals remedies to modern human innovations. and after weeks of tireless work, Monty finally stumbled upon a solution. Heated jingle bells. By wrapping thin strips of metal around a center core and running them through a special mixture of herbs and minerals known for their heat retaining abilities, Monty was able to create bells that stayed warm to the touch for hours on end. He even designed a way for them to be worn safely around the neck or wrist, providing a constant source of smoothing warmth. The heated jingle bells were an instant hit among the elderly forest creatures, and their gratitude towards Monty knew no boundaries. They praised his compassion, ingenuity, and dedication to improving the lives all around him. And as the words of Monty's latest creation spread throughout the forest, more and more animals sought out his guidance and support. But with great power comes great responsibility, and Monty was not immune to the challenges that came with being a leader. There were times when the demands of his time and energy seemed overwhelming. Requests for new bells, complaints about festival logistics, even the occasional argument over who had contributed what to which project. Despite his stressful periods, Monty would often take refuge in his workshops late at night, surrounded by familiar sights, sounds, and smells of his beloved craft. It was there that he found solace and rejuvenation, reminding himself of why he had started down this path in the first place, to bring him joy, laughter, and warmth to others. And as he sat there, lost in thought amidst the tinkling of thousands and thousands of jingle bells, Monty would often think back to the words of old Gus, who had been one of his most steadfast mentors and friends. The true meaning of an artist, Gus would say, is not the beauty or complexity of their creations, but the love and care that they put into them. It's that love that gives a peace, its soul, its heart, and it's that love that resonates with others, drawing them in and touching their own hearts. Monty took these words to heart, letting them guide him through even the most challenging times. Although there were certainly moments of doubt and frustration, he never lost sight of his ultimate goal: to use his gift to make the world a brighter, more wonderful place for all those who inhabit it. As Monty grew older and wiser, he began to recognize the impact that his work had, not just on the creatures of the forest, but on the wider world beyond. He started to receive letters and messages from far-flung corners of the animal kingdom, each one telling a story of how a jingle bell or a festive tradition had brought light and laughter to someone's life. There were tales of lonely hearts finding solace in the shared joy of celebration, of families reuniting after years apart, drawn together by the promise of a magical night, young dreamers inspired to pursue their own passions, having witnessed the power of one of the moose's unwavering dedication to his art. And with each new story that reached him, Monty felt a profound sense of purpose and a fulfillment that he knew that he had found his true calling in life, not just as a craftsman or a leader, but as a bringer of hope and happiness to all those who crossed his path. But even as the accolades and tributes flowed in from every direction, Monty remained humble and grounded. He never forgot the lessons he had learned in his early years when he was nothing more than a curious young moose with a dream and a bell. He knew that his true magic of the holidays lay not in the single creation or celebration, but in the connection forged between individuals the bonds of friendship, love, and community that transcended all boundaries and obstacles. And so, as Monty looked to the future, he did so with a heart full of gratitude and spirit unbreakable. He knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, he would face them with the same dedication, passion, and love that he had always guided him. The same qualities that he had made him not just a legendary craftsman, but a true beacon of joy and hope for all those who called the forest home. For in the end, Monty understood that the greatest gift of all was not a material possession or achievement, but the simple act of sharing one's unique talents and abilities with others. Of using every moment to lift up and inspire, to comfort and console, to bring a little more light and laughter into the world. And as he sat there in his workshop, surrounded by the gentle tinkling of thousands of jingle bells, Monty knew that he would continue to do just that, one bell, one festival, one heart at a time. And for that was the true magic of the holidays and the enduring legacy of the moose who had dreamed big and touched the world with his creations. So let us take Monty's story to heart, dear friends, and strive to follow in his paw steps, not just during the holiday season, but throughout all the days of our lives. Let us seek our opportunities and bring joy and warmth to others, to lift up and inspire those around us with our unique gifts and talents. For in this world that can sometimes feel cold and dark, each act of kindness, each expression of love and compassion is a jingle bell ringing out a clarion call to hope, to unity, to the enduring power of the human and animal spirit. And as long as we keep on ringing, keep on shining, keep on sharing our light with others, well, that's the greatest gift we can possibly give. That's the true magic of holidays and the key to a life lived not just for ourselves, but for the betterment of those around us. So go forth, my friends, and let your unique jingle ring out. Let your love and laughter and joy be the beacon to others, drawing them in and reminding them of the beauty and wonder that still exists in this world. And know that with every heart you touch, every life you improve, no matter how big or small the act may seem, you are carrying on the legacy of a curious little moose who dreamed big and changed the world one bell at a time. Happy holidays, everybody. May your days be merry and bright, and may your unique brand of magic shine forth for all those to see. And remember, here's the moral of the story. The true spirit of the holidays lies in using one's gifts and talents to bring joy, love, and laughter to others. By nurturing our own unique abilities and sharing them generously with those around us, we can create a world filled with warmth, wonder, happiness, just as young Monty did in his woodland friends. And he continues to do for children everywhere throughout the magic of Santa's sleigh. Embrace your own potential for greatness and let it shine brightly for all to see. Ho, ho, ho! Thank you for coming and enjoying a wonderful story from Santa. That was pretty amazing. Are you a dreamer? Are you a creator? Maybe you need to tell Santa your favorite ideas. Come back again tomorrow for another wonderful tale from Santa Papa John and Storytime by Santa. Ho, ho, ho! Santa loves you.